From the Classic 107 studios in downtown Winnipeg, 107 Live for Birchwood Jaguar, the art of performance.
And good morning. Welcome to Birchwood Jaguar 107 Live. You probably just heard the ad there for the WMC McLellan Competition finalists for the solo performance with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra as well. It's happening this weekend on Sunday. Well, one of the finalists is here for a Birchwood Jaguar 107 Live, Andrea Lett. Let me tell you a little bit about her first. Andrea Lett was the recipient of the first prize scholarship awarded by the Women's Musical Club of Winnipeg, and also she was a finalist for the Canadian Opera Company's Centre Stage Gala. She recently finished her first year as an apprentice singer with the Santa Fe Opera, covering the role of Adele, and later covered the role of Asing in the world premiere, San Francisco's Opera world premiere of Girls of the Golden West by John Adams. She's been very busy lately, and she will continue to be, but she made time to come by the studio this morning. Good morning, Andrea.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming in this morning.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's our pleasure, absolutely. So we're going to have a conversation in a few minutes, but you wanted to sing a song. Well, we asked you to sing a song.
And I
it
love
wouldn't be your
singing.
first choice of things to do at 8:30 in the morning, but we're so happy you decided to do that. So thank you. We'll have a song first.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Lisa.
Thank you so much, Lisa Rumpel, accompanying on the piano. So step up towards the microphone for a second. Yeah. Oh, no, you can't.
Okay.
I'm just joking.
Okay.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, absolutely. Come have a seat and pull the microphone a bit closer. That is Andrea Lett. She is one of the finalists for the WMC McLellan Competition. The solo performance happening this weekend on Sunday at 2 p.m. There's 3 finalists vying for $20,000 in prize money. So, Andrea, let me ask you first, when did you discover your voice?
Well, I always liked to sing. I grew up kind of doing a lot of competitive dancing, and so I sort of joined some community musicals as a dancer in the chorus who could carry a tune. That was kind of my claim to fame. And but then I really started to enjoy it, and it was always something I did on the side. I came to Winnipeg to do my architecture degree, actually, because Winnipeg has a fabulous environmental design architecture program. And I wanted to take some singing lessons on the side because I did like musical theater, and I wanted to sort of have an outlet that was artistic, that wasn't drawing, design, what have you. And so I thought dance classes were a little bit too much of a commitment time-wise and stuff. And so I opted for voice lessons, where I took some lessons with Lynn Braun, who was the fabulous voice teacher. And she kind of, she helped me when I did sort of decide that maybe I should at least audition for the music faculty as well as applying for the architecture faculty, and then at least I would have an option. She got me ready for my audition. I had no clue what I was doing. And she really sort of helped lay the groundwork. And then I ended up studying with Monica Huseman at the University of Manitoba. And I didn't... my plan originally was always to do an undergrad in music and then do a master's in architecture, and keep doing art classes on the side, have a portfolio, submit it, and apply for a master's in architecture. But I kind of really fell in love with it. I really loved the collaborative process. I loved the sort of the math and the architecture of music, and but also the beauty. And I really thought that it was something that was very intellectually stimulating and satisfying, and as well as emotionally satisfying. And so I decided this is what I really love doing, and I wanted to try and go for it because I knew I would always regret not trying it.
So how was the transition, say, from musical theater to learning stuff like, from German and French and all the Italian and all the different languages for classical, for opera?
Well, my favorite story, and I've definitely told this before, but it was one of my first few lessons with Monica, and we were singing A Empfindung, which is a German lieder piece by Mozart, but I didn't know anything about opera going in. I'd never been to an opera. I had no clue the difference between like an art song and an opera. Like, to me, it all just sounded the same. So we were singing this, and in my head, I was like, I feel like Mozart writes in Italian because I know that he writes La Nozze di Figaro, and that's in Italian. But this doesn't feel Italian. So I asked Monica, and I was like, Monica, is this Italian? And it's German. It's very German. And she's like, oh, no. And she's like, well, we've got our next 4 years cut out for us. So, yeah, that was... I kind of came in a little bit clueless, quite clueless, and I did have to work very hard to catch up on the languages part in particular. That was always my weakest thing that I had to work on. So what
were you listening to before opera? What kind of music were you into?
I mean, I kind of like everything. I really do. Having the dance background, it was kind of like sometimes you don't have to like a piece, but you dance to it. And so for me, it's that there's a joy in that. And so I can find, I mean, there are some things that I'll listen to and I'll be like, that is awful. But I do enjoy most types of music. I really enjoy jazz. My dad played a lot of jazz. My brother's a jazz saxophonist. I enjoy a lot of gospel music. I enjoy horrible pop music. I enjoy Justin Bieber. It's just, I kind of...
Just music in general.
Yeah.
Lover of music.
It's very fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. So you've been busy. You've been very busy. I know your base is in Winnipeg.
Yes.
But you've just recently come back from where you most recently were in.
Well, most recently, it's been a bit of a time. Like I've been doing quite a few competitions this sort of like January to now, and before that, I was in San Francisco for a couple months doing the John Adams piece.
Yeah.
But this, like, January to now has been a lot of back and forth, a lot of sort of just trying everything out. And, some things are successful, some things aren't. And you take the feedback and you learn, and that's kind of, you take risks. That's the big thing, is you take a lot of risks, which...
No fear.
There's fear. There's a lot of fear, but there's still, it's exciting. It's really exciting.
So before we talk about the competition happening this weekend, the other thing happening as well this weekend before Sunday That's kind of crazy. You're going to be in Rochester on Saturday, then you're back here for Sunday for the Women's Musical Club of Winnipeg, and on Saturday you're doing something completely different.
Yeah, I'm doing musical theater.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. I didn't think that I would go back to it initially, but again, you can't. I've realized that I'm much happier when I'm not in a box, and so there's no harm in trying things because you might find something that you really like. I think I've always naturally been a little bit more timid, and I don't like doing things that I'm not good at, but this musical journey has forced me to do a lot of things that I'm not good at in front of other people, and then I learn, and then I get better, and then the next time it's a little less bad, you know. And so I've always thought, you know, like, oh, I'm not good at musical theater anymore. That's something. But I found this competition, and it's crossover, and that's kind of fun because they do encourage you to do opera, and they do encourage you to explore all the sides of music or all the genres of musical theater within itself. And so that was kind of fun to find that.
It's a Kurt Weill competition.
Yes.
Kurt Weill competition. That you said there are how many entrants, and that it's already been whittled down to. You're one of the finalists for that as well.
Yeah. There was 265 applicants, 30 semifinalists, and 15 finalists.
And you're one of 15 finalists.
Yeah.
Well, that's Saturday.
Yeah.
Woof.
And
so
then
you'll
Sunday
be ready.
I
You'll
get
be
to sing with the orchestra.
You'll be primed when you come back. You'll be primed.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So what's your program for this weekend coming up on Sunday?
On Sunday, I will be starting with Quando Menvol, which I'm really excited for. I'll be doing the role with Saskatoon Opera with their main stage this summer, and I'm from Saskatchewan originally.
Okay.
So every time I go back to Saskatchewan, it's kind of like I get to see my high school friends, and I get to sort of see some relatives. So that's always really special for me. And then we'll be going into the doll song from Tales of Hoffmann, which is she's a doll, which is kind of fun again to play because it's very it's not super physical, but it is. It sort of you get to play that side of it, this like sort of robot creature. And then I Know My Redeemer Liveth from Handel, which is one of my favorite pieces, and I really like it. I love the text. I love that it comes right after the Hallelujah chorus in the Messiah, because there's this like gigantic, colossal cadenza that lasts a million years, and then all of a sudden you have to go up, and it's this like very exposed, very naked, very poised piece. And then Caro Nome, which I was very excited for because I Know My Redeemer Liveth is in E major, and then Caro Nome just goes sort of flawlessly back, and it's still E major, but I thought that was kind of fun. No one's going to notice. That was just
it's one of
for
those
me.
music things that most
That was just for me being nerdy. Then Der Höllerrache from Magic Flute, which is sort of the fireworksy piece, and then we'll end with O mio babbino caro, which is
showstopper.
Yeah, that's one that you want to leave people with, and
yeah.
hopefully they are happy. I don't want to leave people with Der Höllerrache. That would be a little bit mean, and maybe a little like angsty as they go about their day. But
well, you mentioned Mozart there. One more thing before we get back to singing is you're going to be performing with Manitoba Opera as well coming up in their season, Don Giovanni.
Yes,
correct.
Yes.
That was just announced recently. So
yes.
that's awesome. It's very exciting.
I'm very excited. I've never sung like I won't. Like, this is my first time with Manitoba Opera, and again, Winnipeg is my home. It's my base now, and so it really means a lot to get to sing here. One of my Monica will be in it as well, so getting to sing with Monica is always very honoring, very flattering, and it's very special to me as well.
I'm in conversation with Andrea Lett. She's one of the finalists this weekend. She'll be performing one of the three finalists for the WMC McLellan Competition for solo performance. Takes place on Sunday at the Mennonite Brethren Collegiate. I'll give you a bit more information in a minute, but now that your voice is warmed up, it seemed warmed up to me in the beginning, but now that it's warmed up, we're going to have another song. So here she is, Andrea Lett, and on the piano, Lisa Rumpel.
Thank you, Lisa.
C'est presque au bout du monde. barque vagabonde, errant au gré de l'onde, m'y conduisit un jour. L'île est toute petite, mais la fille qui l'habite gentiment nous invite à en faire le tour. Youkali, c'est le pays de nos désirs. Youkali, c'est le bonheur, c'est le plaisir. Youkali, c'est le terreau l'on quitte tous les soucis. C'est dans notre nuit comme une éclaircie, l'étoile qu'on suit. C'est Youkali, Youkali, c'est le pays de beaux amours partagés. Youkali, c'est le pays de beaux amours partagés. C'est l'espérance qui est dans le cœur de tous les humains. La délivrance que nous attendons tout pour demain. Youkali, c'est le pays de nos désirs. Youkali, c'est le bonheur, c'est le plaisir. Mais c'est un rêve, une folie. Il n'y a pas de Youkali, mais c'est un rêve, une folie. Il n'y a pas de
Oh, Kurt Weill there. That is beautiful. Beautiful. Make it seem so easy, especially those last notes. Andrea Lett singing along with Lisa Rumpel on piano. I want to thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you so much.
And I don't know, what do you say to somebody? Break a leg, have fun, just enjoy yourself over the weekend. You're going to be busy. So again,
Thanks.
Kurt Weill competition, then part of the WMC McLellan competition on Sunday. So again, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Lisa.
107 Live is Classic 107's intimate concert series, brought to you by Birchwood Jaguar, the art of performance.